Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM20 Career Mode, episode 162. We're going to wrap up La Vuelta today. It's been a quick one. First episode, we covered 14 stages. Second episode, we covered 3 of the 4 decisive stages. And as we enter the final decisive stage now, stage number 20 of 21. 21's a sprint stage, so this is it today. This is going to decide the outcome of La Vuelta. We enter this one with the lead of the race. We've got roughly a minute and a half over Brandon McNulty of UAE. His teammates are putting the work in for him, and Pogacar as well is actually up here, or had been up. Yeah, there you go. So UAE committed quite a few riders, but they're not pushing hard when I don't commit. When I commit, they support it. When I don't commit, they just back off, and then the gap suddenly starts to grow. So we've got one rider committed towards the chase, and then otherwise they're committing more than us, and that's a good thing. We enter our first climb of 4 on the day. This is an easy one, 4%, 8 kilometers.
The breakaway.
So as we're halfway up the second climb of the day, you might have noticed I took Smith off that lead roll momentarily, and when I did, the gap suddenly grew. UAE just sat right up. When we didn't commit a rider, they wouldn't commit, and the gap grew by about 30 seconds in 10 meters. So I recommitted Smith, and they went right back to working, and they're committing multiple riders. So all we have to do is have Smith committed, even though he's not actually even working. He's 65 on the energy. He's got no energy left anyway, or 65 on the effort, that is. As a result, UAE is committing 3 riders to a chase. So I'm losing 1 out of it, but they're losing 3 out of it, and that's obviously a good thing for our prospects. Here is McNulty, the UAE rider, and sitting second overall at a minute 29 down, 83 mountain, 75 resistance, but he's clearly been up for this race, and though we gained a lot of time on that last stage, a couple stages ago anyway, the time trial, that's just because he's such a poor time trialist, and I would not be surprised if he puts up a heck of a challenge today. Main thing is not losing a minute and a half and being capable to try to respond at the end. So if he attacks, that's fine. We've just got to keep him in check. We want to conserve energy. We want to go our pace up the mountain and just be there at the end, close enough. But if he attacks, we're going to have to immediately go on the front at tempo, whatever tempo we can handle, to respond to that. So I'm really hoping I have teammates left. Gaps opened up again, partially because Smith is just not very well committed, and they've gone down to just one guy, Gino Mater, on the front. So that gap really opened up. But it's allowed the rest of our team to fully recover here now with 96 kilometers to go. Whoa, weird rollback. Okay, let's go ahead and get water. Killing. Take care of that. We're at 60k to go. 2 climbs though, but with a climb just ahead of us and no water right now, we've got to get water. It looks like we might have to get it again in the valley in between one final time. But this one, 8k. It's not that bad of a climb, 7%. And right now, there's no big push. So Smith's going to do his thing, but I think I'm going to have to now commit David Killen to this thing just to make sure that there's still a chase. However, it looks like CCC has decided to make some sort of move. Sivikov in 4th place, trying to get on the podium. Now the bad news for us means that UAE is going to get a chance to rest and recover. But again, they've committed 3 riders already, and we've committed 1. You can see what's happened with that one. Smith is about to go right out the back of this thing. 106 left in the peloton, 26 off the front. A lot of guys struggling on that early pace. That pickup, I was going a little too quick. We're already approaching the top, though. It's already less than 4K from the top, so. We do have White Kinkis. Is he the one protecting Rodriguez? He is. That's good. So they're doing fine. And 2.5K to go. Okay, Moreau, you're going to have to go a little harder here. Don't want you dropping back. Up. Come on, Johnson. You can't climb. 80 mountain rating. Seriously? 80 mountain rating, 78 resistance today. There was no reason for you to go out the back like that. No reason. Okay, I know the early pace was the reason for him to slip back, but look where he is compared to his teammates. I don't get it. That's not right. Not right, buddy. I mean, look how easily you're clawing your way back up there. Why would you have dropped back that easily? I get the early kilometers. Alright, saved some guys. They're okay. Talipov, you're going to have to do more than that. Seriously, just right over the top. Wasn't struggling to keep up.
It's less physically exhausting than a climb,
right.
but it's more stressful as the riders must choose their trajectory well and maintain a good position on the bike.
Talipov, get back up there. And we're in. Alright, now let's reset. Let's figure this thing out. Wakink is already protecting. Millar is protected by Killen. And then that means we've got Talipov, Johnson, Moreau. Moreau is pretty dang good today and feeling excellent. Johnson's already recovered. And then Talipov. Talipov, you need to get to the front with your teammates. Waikakis, Killen, even they are recovering right now. We're looking at 5 minutes to the breakaway, and we're going to have to recommit a rider. Maybe, let's see, who's got an okay flat rating? Might be a good way to figure this one out.
Than 5 minutes on the Peloton. This rhythm is not punishing. That probably means that there will be a
what are you
big
doing back
fight
here,
at the
Johnson?
finish.
None of these guys have good flat ratings. Moreau is okay, and not that great of a climber. He's just on good race day condition. Let's get him on that task, setting us up for this final climb. 74 of the Peloton, still quite a few riders off the front. I'm not worried about pulling that back too fast. We just need to be kind of in place for what's come at the end.
The pack is reducing the
Anybody else want to
every turn of
contribute?
A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack.
Apparently there's other riders on the front. There we go. That's enough to get them involved. Down to 4.5. Smith, the only rider out. Of course, he was the one who committed it early. Mater's still here, so he's one of the 3 guys that was committed early, but I don't see their others. So if we're lucky, they're not around.
The pack seems to have woken
Okay, 18.7, and we're basically starting the climb, the official climb, not for a little while yet, but it's mostly uphill from here. This little section, I think one reason why we haven't actually seen an official start to the climb, but 15K to go to defend our jersey, and we need to start preparing for that. Let's go 82, let's go 83. You guys are already at 84. Talipov, what are you doing way the heck back here? Okay, what we need to do for Talipov, never mind this, just protect somebody who's near the front, like Johnson. And that'll take care of that. Okay. Moreau, CCC doing the work. CCC's fight, again, is for the podium, and that makes me happy that they're contributing. That helps us out a lot.
It's survival of the fittest, and evolution doesn't
45 riders.
seem to favor those in the rear.
We just split the Peloton in half there, momentarily. Alright, base of the climb, 11K. Bola de Mundo, 8% average gradient. And
riders
Yeah, it's
remaining.
11K. That's not that bad. So we might sprint train this thing here fairly soon.
By Valens.
Right now we're in an ideal spot. Talipov is the only one who is still not up there. And then, yeah, Smith. So Talipov, go ahead and use your gel. Killen, use your gel. Waikakis, use your gel. Moreau, use your gel. Under 10K to go, but not enough energy at the moment to be just sprint training this. But we're right near the front. Killen, first one to start fading. Down to 64 riders. We can see everything from here, so we'll hang on with Killen for a little bit. And that's a little too far back. Okay, 8.5K to go. In terms of the climbing, it gets easy in the middle and then gets really hard right at the end. And that's where a lot of time can be gained or lost quite quickly. So Moreau's doing the work and it's working.
And there's an attack at the front. He could go all
And
the
nobody
way.
else right now can go beyond that pace. It's not hurting Rodriguez much. He should have had a +3 today, only a +1, but his teammates are looking pretty good. And you can see, look, there's a bunch of teammates on the front and holding. Don't care about the break. Okay, I do care about a move like this, but it's Rubio.
And he moves on to the attack. It could be decisive. We're into the
Okay, we're
last
down
5
to
kilometers.
Millar at the moment. Johnson, gel, Millar, gel, 6K. Moreau. Nope, 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 nope. Soler,
Quick attack by Marc Soler.
Alaphilippe. Let others be the ones to respond. Rivera. That's the one. That's the one to watch out for. And it's just going to be Millar to lead out Rodriguez at this point. 6K to go. That's Barrow. That's Alaphilippe already going back. 5K. And our teammates are just blowing up behind, but they were around. They didn't end up really doing much for us, but all right, 4.7. McNulty's just ahead of us. That's 21 seconds. 23 seconds. Okay, here's where things level off for a moment. And then we're going to turn right again, and that's going to pick up one more time. 3K to go, so that's gel time. 18 seconds.
None of the favorites is giving
Millar
an inch.
almost brings it back. And then Rodriguez is going to take off from there. Teammate support. How I love you so much. All right, that's it. Millar's done. He's done his work, and he did it well because there's McNulty. 1.7.
Attack with the
We're going to
finishing
push
line
right
within
on
reach.
through.
Falling
1.4.
behind. A team leader is falling behind.
1K to go, and we're leaving behind a lot of riders at the moment.
Splendid solo win.
Kamna
and a
takes the stage from the
well-deserved one.
break. 600 meters. Velens, Guerrero, Panenka, Bo Freeze, who just won the last stage. Good follow-up to that. I guess that wasn't the
The
last stage
tailenders are
anymore.
still coming in.
There's a couple sprint stages in between. He had time to recover. Rodriguez grabs 9th on the stage. Sivikov, Andrade, McNulty way down in 16th. Thanks to teammate effort. Allard, in particular on this one, we cruise to, we kept him in check just the 20 seconds ahead this time, so we responded right away instead of allowing that minute and a half like we had previously, and then we just stayed comfortable, rode our pace, and then when it came down to Rodriguez, he just outrode everybody and flew past all sorts of riders on his way to claiming this one. Tour is going to be his. That's going to make it 2 titles from 3. But we do get on the podium for all 3. So we didn't win all 3 of them, but we win stages on all 3 of them. And we do win 2 of them. And we do get podiums at least on all 3. pretty good. Not quite what we were aiming for, obviously, but considering we started with that failure right off the bat, that's a fantastic answer to that failure on the first tour, getting Tour de France win and a La Vuelta win this year. Now that goes also with already one Tour de France victory in just his second year as a pro last year. Rodriguez, this was only his third year as a pro. His 3 years with us, that was it. We signed him as a first-year pro. We're in Madrid for the final stage of La Vuelta, so we're going to wrap this up here pretty soon. Of course, it's a sprint finish, and that's not what this team's built for. We do have Wykinkas here, but unfortunately he's on a -1. Rodriguez can sprint a little bit, but he's also on a -1, so not favorable conditions there. However, Eddie Moreau is on a +5 today, and he is actually looking pretty good. 75 sprint, 81 acceleration. I mean, that's capable. When you throw in that resistance with a quality lead out, you never know. But of course, Rodriguez isn't going to be part of that lead out. Rodriguez is going to be last in the line because we need to get him across the line early. And actually, he sits second in the points classification, so there's still a small chance that he actually could win. And we have a split in the field at the moment with 13K to go, and we might actually even be able to hold that as we chase down the 4 breakaway riders who are just right here. And so Rodriguez is going to follow, I suppose, Moreau, unless Wykinkas is better, 73.82 or 75.81. 75 is a little bit better, so those guys are going to have some high acceleration, but not a lot of top speed. So we're going to want them bunched late. We're going to want to make a late push and go a little bit shorter with that type of sprint capability. Same with what we have in terms of lead out, is we have some guys that are a little punchy that have some good acceleration, but not a sprint, not a top speed. So again, looking down the line, there's 3 more guys that have incredible acceleration but no top speed. So if we kind of just bunch that all together and leave it a little bit late, we may have a chance to get a decent position, you know. We'll see. 13K though is a little early. There is some undulation here, so that's going to make it a little harder on some of these sprinters.
That's the end of the breakaway.
But we definitely don't want to push too hard too early on this one. I'd like to set this up as a late sprint, and it's just kind of one rider after another. 8.5K. Okay, we are starting to get late already. This is time where we need to start coming out front. 7K to go. Okay, 6K to go. That's gel time for everybody else, and Smith is going to be done in just a moment, and it's 5K. We're not technically out front, so this is not where I want to be generally at this point, but we're going to go 99 from here on out. Killing. Can't get to the inside on the corner, so he still can't even get past Smith, and his teammates all got clogged on that corner as well. There's a little undulation on this finish, so we have a chance, and this is it. This is that sprint, and it's too late. It's too late. Just everybody sprint. Try to find your way through the crowd as best you can. We did not get the proper lead out. Johnson Moreau is flying through here. Wykinkas is up there, but they just can't squeeze through. Adcock takes the win. He was the one who was the 10 points ahead. Rainsford second. Ortega, Penhote. That left-hand corner, that just did us in. We had position. We had the side of the road. Well, okay, we didn't quite have the position we normally want to be in at that point. That's why I try to get out front, right? You get caught in the mix, then it's down to pure sprint speed, which we don't have. Not only in general, but especially here. Wykinkas was, an early man in that. We get 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we were all over the back end of this thing. I mean, look at that. 9th through 16th. We had all but 2 positions.
And here are the race highlights that we've selected for you.
We clogged the middle and then just came in right behind all the sprinters who just outpaced us. That's why I go with the sprint train, and that's why I get out front. But with this group, it was acceleration and nothing else, and so we'd have to kind of utilize that in a special way. But the lead out wasn't there, and that left-hander just squeezed us off, broke us up, and we were doomed. No matter. That's not what we came here for. What we came here for was this. There you go. Completed victory. Rodriguez wins by 2 minutes. Hamilton hangs onto a podium, and Sivakov, Soler round out the top 5. Pogačar drops at the end, working for McNulty, but he drops to 6th when he could have had a podium. Ginn, nice showing there in 10th place. We slipped to 3rd after that final stage, with Rainsford grabbing 2nd in the points classification. Also 3rd in the KOM. It's McNulty who ends up winning it, though, surprisingly. Under 25s crushed that one. It was actually Ginn who was in 2nd. Millar, Killen, Wykinkis, Moreau, Talipov nearly making the top 10, but the rest of them all in there. And as a team, hey, we got the team classification as well. Even though there was 2 UAE riders right near the top of the standings, we managed to claim that one. Good race. Good race, especially when we quick simmed so much of it. The day after the tour ends, Pablo Rodriguez begins his fitness peak. Nice timing. It was meant for that, but it was just too close together with the tour, and our fitness peak on the tour itself was also a little bit late. It was close to a week late on where it should have been, so by the time it ended, it really slowed our progress for La Vuelta. Getting the double certainly puts him in an elite group, but there's plenty of riders who have gotten the double. And Alberto Alves Machado is going to turbo for next season. And one thing we've really got to watch out for is our 77 points right now for next season. We are in the last slot right now with a month to go. I do have 2 young riders still very capable of leveling up. And hopefully they get something like Reykjavik. But for Mark, probably is not. So one of the 3 top guys is probably not going to threaten anything, and everybody else is 75 and below. Talipov has come a long ways in just, 1 season with the team, or is that 2? He's now 75, so he and Millar are going to have to duke it out for GC honors next season. Millar, when a time trial is not involved, but that time trial rating is atrocious, so Talipov is going to be kind of our GC guy on other times, and yeah, he's not quite there. Not quite there. Rodriguez, I think, was a 74 when we signed him, so him growing into an 80 in 3 seasons is pretty dang good, but it's also, it's one of those, yeah, you expected it. Talipov was a 69, 70 maybe a 71 at the most, but he was definitely down a little bit. So we're currently in the danger zone. We're on the bubble. So let's hope one of those guys level up before the end of the term. Now, in terms of what's left for signing, let's find out. Well, this is really good news now that it's the first week of September behind us. The quality riders are pretty much gone. This is all that's left. So we have 2 76s remaining. Alan Banishek, one of them. So a Domestique Stamati, classics rider that we've looked at, but really is more of a Baradur as well. So not much in those guys in terms of how much money they would make. I could see why they haven't been signed, but a 76 could impact a squad slightly. So we've got to be careful there. And then some 75s, just 4 of them remaining. Da Costa here, dang. Baradur also on paper and really not that much, but at 22, just 75 and a 75 overall already. It's mostly Baradur's, so Quentin Herman's, but at 32 and just a 74 in the sprint is not great. So those that remain, there's a reason why they're still there. Some of those guys might not ever sign with anyone, and then you're jumping down into riders that just aren't going to be a threat. Randy Hume here, though, could be dangerous. It's another Baradur, so maybe no threat. Perez, young rider, also Baradur. Okay. So not too worried about those riders. We might be okay if nothing happens, but I'd feel a lot more confident if somebody leveled up in the near future, but we'll see. For now, we're just into World Tour again for next season, despite losing our top 2 riders and 3 of our top 5. But we've got a decent signing coming in, and overall our top end is going to start a little higher off next season, and then in the season to come, we're actually going to be in a fairly good way. So you can see, yes, we're taking a big hit in GC, but it's not all bad. McKinney's a 78. Pereira has leveled up. He's a 77 now. Hillary Breck also. Wow. And we're still sitting 19th. So actually, we've had some nice successes here. Look at that, 81 for Breck. He's just 21 years of age. Both of them are just 21. Well, there you go. There's your new leader. 78 mountain, 82 time trial, 74 resistance. Breck can definitely climb. So it's not going to be too bad next year as long as we still make World Tour. That's the worrying part. Rodriguez out, Wykankis out, Gazzoli out, Moreau, Alvarez Machado. 5 big-time riders for our team all leaving. Well, Gazzoli no, but Gazzoli did get us into the World Tour. We've got 2 78s. We've got 3 77s right now. I mean, come on. You've got to be able to qualify for a World Tour with a group like that. But like I said, we're on the bubble. We'll see. There's only a handful of riders left that can impact anybody's squad, and none of them are as good as our top 5 riders. So you would think we're probably safe. That's going to do it for this episode, though. We got the Vuelta win. So 2 out of 3 successes. Not bad. Losing Rodriguez, awful. All in all, though, still a good season. And it doesn't hurt to mix things up going forward. One thing to look at. It's 2027. So 2028, Reykjavik expiring. Monotoglu expiring. And that's it. 2 contracts expiring next season. And then we've got 5 riders at 77 plus. This year, we have 3. So we are improving our depth, but we're losing our big GC guy. So we're going to be a different team next season, but we're going to be a capable team. We've got a couple top sprinters. Pereira, holy crap. I mean, he was a 74, 75 just a few months ago. I think he's a second-year rider. Hillary Breck is like a second-year rider as well. So they're both young, up-and-coming riders, and McKinney's only 22. Vermark is probably maxed out, but he's not bad. He's punchy. He gets his occasional wins. Talapov's coming along. Millar's coming along. There is hope. There is hope. I mean, look at this. We're looking at 73s all the way down to Anthony Telford, and then 72s, and just a single 71 on the squad. It's a balanced squad. It's a quality squad. There's still hope for next season. Just it's going to be a different look. The GC part, right? That's a bit of a hit. We're not going to be as capable. We're going to have to look elsewhere. Still a little weak in the classics, unfortunately. That's still our big weakness, and we're losing, kind of one strong aspect of the team. But I definitely think we're going to be stronger in the sprint. That's for sure. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.